Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and this is the first of two injury update videos I have revolving around the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into week number 4. I have some bad news and I have some good news, and we're going to start with some some bad news, essentially. So if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button if you do enjoy these types of videos, and leave your thoughts about all of these injury updates down in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and dive right into it. The first injury update that I want to talk about, this is a couple of days old now, by the way, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have placed wide receiver Scotty Miller on the injured reserve. I know a lot of people may not even have realized that Scotty Miller had been dealt an injury in week number 3, but Miller came away from week number 3 with pretty severe turf toe, which, for those of you guys who don't know, turf toe is actually a pretty serious injury, depending on what position group you may be in, especially for a football player. It can keep him out for a decent chunk of time, especially if you're wide receiver, so it makes sense as to why Scotty Miller is going to be out for a couple of weeks. Now, I know people are going to panic whenever they hear IR. Oh no, Scotty Miller, he's out for the season now, right? Not necessarily. The NFL has changed some of the rules with the injured reserve. I talked about this in some of the past videos this season. Being on the injured reserve now means that you are going to be out at least 3 weeks. So Scotty Miller, he's going to be out for at least 3 weeks with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No less than that. So we'll just have to wait and see if he is able to come back either in 3 weeks or maybe it'll take a little bit longer. And I know what people are going to say is, James, whoa, what's going on with the depth with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver room right now, given Antonio Brown's situation? Now this news with Scotty Miller, people again, maybe panicking a little bit. Don't worry, I'll have an update on the Antonio Brown situation in a separate video, but to kind of go through some of the other guys who may get some more playing time in the absence of Scotty Miller, you have Tyler Johnson. He has 9 targets, 4 receptions, and 68 receiving yards through 3 games this season. He also played in 47% of the offensive snaps in week number 3. You have Jaydon mickens, which is some good news here. He actually is coming back. He is practicing in a limited capacity right now as of the day of this recording, September 29th. And he didn't play in week 3 due to his hip injury that he is returning from. He has played exclusively special teams this season, but we have seen mickens do some work at wide receiver, and I think he could be a serviceable guy. And then finally, we have Jaylon Darden, who has 1 target, 1 reception, but only 0 receiving yards through 3 games this year. He actually made his NFL debut in week number 3, playing only 4% of offensive snaps. I imagine with the absence of Scotty Miller, you would see all 3 of these guys get more playing time, and I would honestly probably peg definitely Tyler Johnson and maybe Jaylon Darden as more likelier guys to get playing time. I think they may keep mickens as the returner and use Jaylon Darden as a wide receiver going into certain situations. So definitely keep an eye on that. I don't expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to add another wide receiver with Scotty Miller going to the injured reserve, but you never know. It will be something worth keeping an eye on. Travis Johnson is on the practice squad. Maybe they would elevate him, but also I think they have enough guys in terms of depth pieces to where they can do a serviceable job and get done what needs to get done in terms of filling in Scotty Miller's role in this offense. Some more bad-ish news. For those of you who don't know, Giovani Bernard had sustained an injury late in the game during week number 3. It has been diagnosed as an MCL sprain, and right now Giovani Bernard is considered day-to-day, which sucks because he was finally utilized more in the offense during the game. He had 10 total targets, 9 receptions on those 10 targets for 60-plus yards, which I thought was absolutely awesome. So fingers crossed that Giovani Bernard can play in week number 4. I think that he is really finally starting to be utilized more in a good way and starting to bloom more as an offensive weapon for this team. But if Giovani Bernard can't play in week number 4, I expect many more snaps for Leonard Fournette on 3rd downs and in passing situations. It would also possibly mean the season debut for Keshawn Vaughn, who has been inactive every single game through 3 weeks. So I would definitely expect that to be the case if Giovani Bernard can't go for week number 4. I would also expect Leonard Fournette to honestly probably be the full 3-down back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if Gio Bernard can't go. So pay attention to this situation. If he is ruled out, I will definitely make a short little video talking about that and the ramifications of that. If he is able to go, I'll probably squeeze it into a video somewhere down the line for this week. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about in this video is two guys who are returning to practice. That is John Molchon, the offensive lineman, friend of the channel, by the way, and Cam Gill, the edge rusher. Now, both of these guys are on the injured reserve. They have not been activated from the injured reserve yet. They have a 21-day period, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do, to activate these guys once they have returned from practice, which is pretty generous in my opinion. I believe that is the rule. If I am wrong, correct me about that down in the comments section below. I would greatly appreciate that. But from as far as I saw, they do have a period where they can practice and not be activated from the injured reserve. So we'll have to pay attention with that. I know that a lot of people have been, clamoring about the, pass rush that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had, or I guess I should say the lack of pass rush. Maybe Cam Gill can help out with that, even if it's just a little bit. It's still something, right? And then the case of John Molchon, it's adding another versatile offensive lineman. Do they keep him on the active roster? Do they put him back on the practice squad? I don't know. The fact that they've kept him this long definitely makes me believe that they are going to have him on their 53-man roster and maybe get rid of some backup offensive lineman or some other piece on the roster to create that roster spot for John Molchon and also possibly Cam Gill as well. So there could be a couple of moves here that the Buccaneers may make in the future, so let's pay attention to that, and I will have updates on that if or when they do happen. Anyway, guys, that's it for this first injury update video. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section down below about Scotty Miller being on the IR and all the other things that I talked about here in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.